Hey everyone, welcome back to Christian Chinese. Today we're going to learn something very important and personal. I am a Christian in Chinese. 我是基督徒. But that's not all. In this video, you will also learn how to introduce other ministry roles in Chinese, like pastor, missionary, or church volunteer. And you will also learn the most common Chinese pronouns so you can clearly talk about yourself and others. Let's get started. The first character is 我, which means both I and me. Here is something different from English grammar. In English, we change the pronoun depending on if it's subject or object. For example, I believe in Jesus, but Jesus loves me. But in Chinese, you don't need to worry about that. We use the same word 我 for both subject and object. Simple and easy, just one word to remember. The second character pronounced as 是, which means to be. In English, we change the be word depending on the subject. For example, I am, you are, and he is. But in Chinese, it stays the same. No matter who is speaking, you will stick with 是. Let's take this chance to talk about the Chinese pronouns. As we mentioned before, 我 is I, you is 你, he is 他, she is 她. Same pronunciation, but different character. It is also 它. For all the third-party pronouns, they have the same pronunciation but different character. And if you want to say plural, for example, change from I to we, in Chinese, we just add another character, 们. Think 们 is the S, plural. So if you want to say I, is 我. But if you want to say we, it is 我们. So if you want to say you guys, plural you can say 你们. If you want to say they or them, you can say 他们. Notice here, if it's all girls, you can write down as she, this character, 她. And if it's all animals or non-human beings, you can use 他们, this character. But if it's a mixed, you will stick with the first 他. As we mentioned for guys, he will use 他们. For all mixed situations. The third one, how to say Christian. Christian is 基督徒. Now let's look at the word 基督徒. 基督 is Christ. 徒 is disciple or follower. So 基督徒 together literally means a disciple or follower of Christ. Grammarly, this is the difference between Chinese and English. For English, we typically use of or a clause sentence. For example, the person who is blah blah. The who here is a giant adjective. We put it after the noun. But in Chinese, we don't do that. We'll put all those clause or all the long adjective before the noun. So that's why when you say a follower of Christ, we will say a Christ follower, which is 基督 Christ, 徒 follower, 基督徒. So now let's say the full sentence together. I'm a Christian. 我是基督徒. 我是基督徒. The normal speed will be 我是基督徒. Now let's try changing the pronoun. How do you say you are a Christian? That is 你是基督徒. How do you say he is a Christian? That is 他是基督徒. Then how do you say we are a Christian? Yes, you got it right. That is 我们是基督徒. So pause the video now and leave in a comment how do you say they are Christian in Chinese. Now let's expand a little. Let's introduce ourselves in other ways using 我是 structure, I am structure. The most simple way is, for example, I can introduce myself. I'm Tina. That is very simple. 我是 Tina. If I want to say I'm a teacher, teacher in Chinese is 老师. So I can just say 我是老师. So if you are a pastor, you can say 我是牧师. I'm a pastor. Follow me. 牧师. Pastor. 牧师. Start with 牧师. 牧师 pastor. If you are a preacher, you can say 我是传道人 preacher. If you want to say I'm a church volunteer, it is 我是教会的义工. Here it's a little bit complicated. 教会 is church. The is linked the adjective and a noun. 义工 is volunteer. Again, 教会 is church. 义工 is volunteer. The link the adjective and a noun. So literally when we translate to English is I'm a church volunteer. So that is 我是教会的义工. If you are trying to say I'm a Sunday school teacher for kids, it is 我是儿童主日学老师. Remember, in Chinese, we put all the adjective before the noun. So we'll say, I am kids Sunday school teacher. Kids Sunday school, they are considered all as adjective to describe teacher, the noun. So kid is 儿童, Sunday school is 主日学, Teacher is 老师 in Chinese. Together, it is 我是儿童主日学老师. So now it's your turn. In the comment, complete this sentence. 我是 blah blah. I am. Who are you in a Christ ministry? Tell us. Are you a student or a volunteer or a worship leader? Write it out using 我是 and practice introducing yourself in Chinese. If this lesson was helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more beginner-friendly Christian Chinese lessons. And remember, language is just a tool, but your testimony is the message. Let's keep learning and sharing the love of Christ one word at a time. See you next time.